It's the Runner's Guide this year celebrated its 25th edition. It's been called the Runner's Information Bible, and its author has been called a scholar of running, an invaluable part of the sport and a significant contributor. Tom Cottrell joins us to talk more about this year's guide. A very good morning and welcome to the show.
Morning, Valen, and thank you for having me.
Okay, so anybody that's involved in road running will know what the Runner's Guide is, but for those who don't, what is the Runner's Guide?
Well, the Runner's Guide is a book, it's an app, it's a website, but in essence it gives all the information of road running in South Africa. It gives you how to enter the races, what the course is like, in some places what the history of the race, but anything you want to know about road running. In South Africa for 2016, it's all in one book, and it's road running and off-road running now.
And the other thing is that people will plan their race calendar making use of this book, but some of the fixtures change. How do you deal with that?
Oh, yes, it's a nightmare. The races change at a rate of about 10 every week. And the real way that we keep up to date with it is we have a big website now, and every time we hear of a change, we put it onto the website. The book has now become an app. And that app is, as we get the changes, so we make them on the app, and we send out a weekly e-newsletter that gives the races that are up and coming, as well as all the changes in the races that are cancelled.
Other than giving information on when the races are, how to enter, the route profiles, a little bit of history, there's also some editor's notes. But I understand that your running days are long gone.
Yes, they are. It's a sad thing. I had a motor car accident 25 years ago, and that's really when I started the Runner's Guide. But even though I had broken both legs, I still carried on running. I did a comrades, but in the end it became too much, and I had to retire from running. So yeah, I haven't run now for probably about 6 or 7 years.
But doing this and being a part of the family of road running, you still managed to stay in touch and be such a massive part of it. Yes,
look, I suppose road running is in my blood. I loved it when I was running. I love it now that I've retired from running. But I'm very much part of the sport, and I'm very much in it.
You also run the 3 press trucks that are 3 major ultras in the country, Lost Comrades as well as Two Oceans.
Yes.
Where, in your opinion, is road running in South Africa currently?
Road running has changed from the 80s. It's become a younger sport again. I'm beginning to see a lot more younger people coming into the sport. I'm seeing a lot more women in the sport. And I think that people are running shorter races, but they're also doing cycling, and they're doing running as well. So, I mean, they're doing swimming as well. So there's a lot of crossover.
So you're seeing that you are getting those other athletes. It's quite good to hear you say that many people are focusing on the shorter distance, because the athletics officials always mention in this Olympic year that, maybe the ultras and the focus on the ultras is, killing our Olympic prospects. Just tell me a little bit about the Swimmer's Guide.
The Swimmer's Guide is an offshoot of the Runner's Guide. Somebody else, Wayne Parsons, came to me with the idea. But it's written in pretty much the same way that I take each race, describe what goes on in the race. It's a much smaller book. There's about 100 races in the country. The biggest one is the Midmar, which is coming up soon. But in the same way that I describe the races for running, so I do that for swimming as well. And incidentally, there's a book that's coming out next week on cycling.
And I suppose also just the Swimmers Guide just shows you just how massive the sport of open water swimming is in the country.
Yes, it is, and it's growing.
All right, lovely stuff there. Thank you very much. That's Tom Cottrell, a man that's written many an athletics book and now releasing the 25th edition of the Runner's Guide, and of course the offshoot Swimmer's Guide. And you say that the cycling guide is also coming up. Something that I saw you glanced at Leanne, because she's put in a request already for the cycling guide. It's time now for